Okay, it's Friday, and Fridays are my birthday around here. Uh, every Friday from now on. It's Stellar just sent me cake. Hooray! Um, Speaking of cake, when it's my birthday, I want cake, but I don't want just any old cake. I want just any old cake. I want white birthday cake with white vanilla buttercream frosting. That's what I want. And whenever it's my birthday, they cannot be found. On the face of the earth, they cannot be found. All cakes are chocolate or, tuna fish raspberry or something. They've all got whipped cream frosting. They've all got cream cheese frosting. They're all red velvet. They're all, well, we can sell you cupcakes, or we have a toaster. It's just like, um, so Victor says, do a girl popping up out of the cake. Yeah, it would have to be, yeah, I could make a cake out of this thing right here. So whenever I only do this once a year, but I always have terrible time. I mean, terrible. I drove around all day today. I mean, for hours, and I can't find it. I can't find what I'm looking for. So I finally bought a stupid cake mix in a box and brought it home and tried to make it. And it's in the kitchen cooling off. And then I found a recipe for buttercream frosting and tried to make that too. And uh, haven't got a clue what's going to happen with either of those things. They will probably be absolutely disgusting, and I'll take one bite and throw it in the trash can. But in past birthdays, I don't know if you tallied up the last five or six. Um, Four of them at least have gone in the trash can after buying something at the store and coming home and realizing it was just not what I wanted. It's not like it was a terrible cake, but it was just like, I don't eat cake. I don't eat stuff like that. So, if I'm going to waste the calories, it better be something I want. I'm not going to eat it. So, so my whole day has been about cake, and I am probably not going to eat cake today. But we'll see. We'll see. Things have happened before. Miracles have taken place. I have here a girl I drew in life drawing class. It's an okay drawing. Not spectacular. It's okay. And I'm going to do stuff to it. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to give her some. I'm going to give her a bikini. I've had well-intended friends in the past who heard me rant about cake, and they're like, "Oh, let's send him a box of, you know, chocolate peanut butter cupcakes." Please don't. I don't want them. I want white birthday cake with white buttercream frosting. That's all I want. Um, and it's fine if I don't get it. It's absolutely fine. It's not the end of the world. I will die, but it's not the end. So yeah, that's my day. How are you? Sissy says hi, happy birthday. I thank you. Thanks. Stellar says it will be fine, maybe. Martin says have a good birthday. Thanks you. Christian says it needs more swearing. Well, God damn it, Christian, I just barely started. All right. So if you don't eat cake, why bother getting a cake? Is there another treat? No, no, no. I mean, I love cake, but I don't indulge in that like every week or something. You know, it's just like I save it. I save it for my birthday, and that's for my birthday. And then they don't have it. And okay, uh, yeah, I don't eat it all the time. And Sharon says white cake, white frosting, and food colored frosting flowers that taste kind of weird. Every wedding cake ever, always. Yes, yes, that's the one. That's the one. That's what I. That's the. It becomes a craving. You know, I'll eat it on and around my birthday and have my fill, literally. Usually we go to Costco and buy like a half a sheet cake, you know, which is and I'm on my own. Sharon, Stellar doesn't want it, uh, so even I can't put that away, and so I eat it until I can't stand the sight of it, and then I go okay, throw the rest of that out, and I'm good for the year. And then as the year progresses, sometimes I start getting the slow jonesing for a birthday cake, and it just builds and it builds and it builds, and it builds all the way up until if I start feeling that way in July, I just like go, nope, not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'll wait until October, and and then I'm cursed. I'm cursed. I'm cursed. Hence the cursing. That's all the cursing. Damn birthday cake conspiracy people. It's a birthday cake conspiracy. That's that's what it is. I hate to sound paranoid, but it's a freaking conspiracy. And that's what it is. I often don't give them enough cranium. I think I gave this girl too much. Too much cranium. I'm a guy, so women with brains intimidates me. I'd have to spend all my time intimidated if that was the case. Sissy says she's a chocolate cake person. Chocolate frosting, all chocolate, chocolate filling. You know, another day of the year, I can enjoy that. But when that's not what you're jonesing for, it's not what you're jonesing for. Yeah, cupcakes are all right. I don't know. It's my inner child thing. I don't know. It's something I want a freaking cake. I want to take a slice and cut it off onto a plate. Uh, don't ask me. I don't know. I've given up trying to understand myself. But those generic cupcakes you can buy all the time, those are basically the right thing. Yeah. Arnett says, if it were me, there would be more swearing, sometimes subtle voice, sometimes full voice, and sometimes in languages I don't even know. Yeah, I could probably swear in Klingon. I'm pretty sure Klingon is just swearing. I don't know if there is anything else. I used to work in a factory, and that was just swearing. We had an entire language that was comprised of nothing but swearing. And before then, I hadn't been a guy that was likely to swear. But it's just something you pick up. You think you're not going to, and you do. And then I left that job and went to work in retail, and that is just so not going to do in retail when there's people, there's humans around you, and yeah, you can't talk like that. And so I would catch myself, I would start to say, "Oh, son of a," and then my coworkers, they interpreted that as, oh, Gilead must be religious or something because he's got some problem with swearing. He won't swear. And so when my coworkers would swear, and then they'd say, "I'm sorry, Gil. I'm sorry." um, Sharon says, "Because your parents would kill you." Yes, yes. That would be death. Yeah. I really never said a dirty word until I was working in a factory, and then after a while, I never said a word that wasn't a dirty word. I didn't know how to talk. Um, but yeah, I clamped down on it while I was working retail, and then people thought I had a religious thing about it, and I figured, well, there's no harm in letting people think that, you know, because then they're less likely to swear around me or whatever. So I somewhat broke that, and that's scary because I actually swear a lot, and but but not like I did, not like before. It was bad. It was bad. Now I work all alone in my room, and I don't know if I swear or not. I don't think I do. Nobody's complaining. Stellar says I try not to swear so that when I do, it gets the attention it deserves. Um, yeah, that's actually a really good policy because yeah, if you never swear and then one day you swear, people are just like, oh, there's something seriously wrong. And if you swear all the time, then they just like, that's just Gil being Gil. Um, I think unfortunately I do swear enough that people are not going to listen to me if I did. But I sounded like Yosemite Sam. Somebody says Victor. Victor says you sounded like Yosemite Sam. Um, I don't remember. It's a cartoon character. I don't remember what Yosemite Sam sounds like. A number of years ago, um, Stellar and I were both working for Albertsons, and they had at Christmas time they had these televisions for sale, which they usually didn't have, and they were a really good deal. They were for the time a decent television set, and there was something wrong with my mom and dad's television set, so uh, so we bought them one of these, and we drove it up to Prescott when we went for Christmas, and it was a nice Christmas gift, and yeah, it was nice because it was a nicer present than we were generally able to give because something like a TV set was generally out of our range to buy, but it was nice that these were affordable and worth having, and so that was cool. So we got them a TV set, and then they told me something that I probably should have known, but I had never glommed onto. They laughed and they said, we have never bought a TV set in our entire lives, and I mean this was 20 years ago, maybe. Um, and and so they said no, we've never bought a TV set. I hang on. Cece says she swears too much. Been trying to teach myself to stop since Kaylee started talking. Yeah, Kaylee's gonna pick up all your stuff. So, uh, and then what in tarnation? Yosemite Sam sounds a lot like Foghorn Leghorn. Also a cartoon character. I think is he the rooster? And I don't remember what he sounds like. Uh, Discussion in my college days, slightly edited people in the past swore, but they did it less often, and when they did, they meant it. Not mine, I'm afraid. That was from Kurt. Um, yeah, I think that's true. I mean, growing up, I heard very little swearing, but then again, growing up, I was constantly in a church building. That's where I lived my life. Um, so there just wasn't enough swearing in there. But yeah, there was less of it. There was certainly less of it, even in an R-rated movie. When you saw an R-rated movie, there was a little swearing now and then, but not so much. There was some movie like Towering Inferno or something like that. Somebody brought the guy some frustrating news, and he just went, "Fuck," and that was the only time that word was in the whole movie. And I remember the entire audience just exploding in laughter, like, "Oh my gosh, he said the word!" And so it was an unusual thing. Um, and I may have the wrong word. the wrong cuss word and I may have the wrong movie. It might have been Foghorn Leghorn. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so yeah, my parents didn't ever buy themselves a TV set, and they were talking about that, and they said, um, and now looking back, I can remember we would have a TV that somebody gave us because they felt sorry for us because we didn't have a TV. So they gave us some piece of crap TV that was out in the garage, and it had exactly 3 weeks worth of life still in it. So we watched TV for 3 weeks, and it went blank, and we didn't have a TV. And then somebody else found out that we didn't have a TV and felt sorry for us, and they gave us a TV set, and it lasted a couple months, and then it went blank, and we didn't have a TV. So like at least 3/4 of my childhood, there was not a television set in the house, and so my familiarity with everything pop culture, cartoons, and everything, um, it was pretty spotty. There was I really don't remember specifically. I mean, it's just for a while there were shows that I watched, and then I remember for a while it's like we didn't have a TV. I don't know when and what. So I never really thought about it. And then when they said that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense because it was pretty sporadic when we had a TV. So and when we did, it got like 3 channels, and we still managed to fight over them. And it was always black and white. I don't remember ever having a color TV, and it was had lines that go across the screen. And then at midnight, it would just shut off. Even if everything was working fine, at midnight there were no shows. you got the national anthem, and then you got static. And that went like that until 5 or 6 in the morning, and then something came on. And because like, why would anybody be watching television after midnight? You get better things to do. And I don't know when that changed. That changed somewhere in there. The first time that had changed, we had an old weird TV set somebody had given us, and after the midnight, it made strange noises and showed scenes of the devil eating your soul. And said things like "Narco up, Yagnak Flagger Mambo Schmatter, Cthulhu, Hectos Dictos." It said that. But you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, even if it has cloven hooves and horns and breathes fire. I'm starting to like this picture. It still has that element of so what to it. There's a pretty girl in a cool looking costume, and she's sitting there. And yeah, for fantasy art, there's generally, considered to be something more going on in the world than just that. But I don't care. I like it. I like it. I know it's only rock and roll. Last I looked before the video, I had 91 birthday greetings in that thread, and I was trying to answer all of them, and then it was time to go do the video, and I thought I had answered, you know, well, I mean, I need to go back and answer some more, but I said, yeah, I gotta go do my video, and so I clicked on the video button, and I got this little pop-up that said, "Are you sure you want to leave this page? You haven't submitted your comment yet, and it won't be saved." So I scrolled through the entire list trying to see what did I miss, what did I say, thank you or something, and just didn't hit the enter button, and found one. And so I went back and hit the video button and said, "Are you sure you want to leave this page? You've got some." So I went back and scrolled through, and I found another one. I said, "Better keep looking." And I scrolled through, and I found another one. And then, yeah, I've looked and looked, and I can't find any more. But it insists that I've got uh, some things I haven't answered. So so now I've got to go back and try to, you know, the thing is, you can slight everybody, or you can slight nobody, but you don't want to uh, give a nice response to every one of those 91 people and skip somebody because it's going to look personal. And if I skipped you, it's not personal. I tried to answer, and I can't find it. So yeah, I'm a lucky guy. I've got a lot of great people on my page saying happy birthday, and it's nice. It's a nice thing. And I've got this wife who takes care of me and feeds me. She's got the job that has all the income attached to it. I have income once in a while. It's not very consistent. If it wasn't for Stellar, I'd be living in my car, and it would smell like oil. Um, but John says happy birthday again. Thank you, John. So yeah, I'm very blessed. I'm a very, very lucky guy who complains a lot. But I acknowledge that I'm a very lucky guy and that I complain a lot. Sometimes I'm actually just trying to make some sort of point, some sort of big social issue where I bring up an event that happened to me, and then it's just like, um, eh, you know, it, it's like I just want to make some kind of allegorical comment with a personal anecdote, and then it just winds up being this long-winded personal anecdote that turns into something sounding like I'm crying about something that happened in junior high school or something. It just sounds like complaining, and I don't get to the end where I need an editor. I need an editor to just make my point and shut up. And I don't have one of those while I'm talking. Some people do, and that is an amazing skill, but I don't. So I kind of like that. It would be possible to add things, creatures, or sometimes you just don't want to do that. You just kind of start taking things away from this, and so uh, I might just leave it. I might just leave it. John says he thinks it's a glitch that I didn't enter a response. I would agree with you, except I kept finding ones, and up to a point, and then at some point I couldn't find any more. But there was a long list, and it's just kind of like Happy birthday, thank you. Happy birthday, thank you. Happy birthday. Your eyes can get kind of tired, and so yeah, I may have I've probably missed one, and I'm gonna feel bad. All right, guys. That's it. That's it for Friday. And thank you for all the birthday greetings, etc. And I figure on being back for Zoom on Saturday night, and hopefully we'll see you then. All right, take care.